Good morning everyone. In this presentation, we will discuss the topic which is all about plagiarism. We will be going to answer the question, criminalizing the act of plagiarism in the academe, especially on the research and creative works, by mentioning your argument. And to begin the discussion proper, let's start our discussion with the facts about plagiarism. In our country, plagiarism is the same as copyright and could be considered under the Cybercrime Law of the Republic Act 10175. According to the stand of Senator Tito Soto, the current majority leader, he says that in a civilized society setting, committing acts of plagiarism is an absolute ignorance and arrogance. Our Senator Tito Soto said that in an academic setting, plagiarism is already a ground for suspension or exclusion of students who commit this kind of crime. Based on my observation, upon searching the meaning of plagiarism to expand my knowledge about it, here I concluded that plagiarism is the representation of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions as one's own original work. It is a way of stealing others' work without the permission of the authors whose the idea came from. To widen our knowledge, the act of plagiarism happened especially in research and other creative and paper works, wherein failing to put an quotation in a quotation marks by giving incorrect information about the sources, changing of words but copying the sentence's structure of the source without giving credit, and copying so many words or ideas from the source that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credit or not. If a writer or an author forget to do or put some important aspect in citing a relevant idea, it is an act of crime or stealing. Here are some sources that does not cite them. There is a writer called ghostwriter. This is all about the writing terms in another's work, word for word, as his or own work. There's also the so-called the photocopy, wherein the writers copy the significant portion of the text straight from a single source without alteration. And lastly, a writer will be called the potluck paper, which he or she tries to disguise plagiarism by copying from several different sources, tweaking sentences to make them fit together while retaining most of the original phrasing. And if there is an copying or not citing an idea that may result in plagiarism, there's also a way to avoid plagiarism. Simply, most cases of plagiarism can be avoided by citing sources where the ideas came from. Acknowledging a certain material is borrowed and provide information necessary to find the source is usually enough to prevent the act of plagiarism. Furthermore, as a writer and author, you must learn to paraphrase, review your ideas selected in your study if it is research, and take the advantage of your professor's knowledge. In this case, you will not be responsible in related conflicts about your study. Instead, you will be the subject of doing right and good things in your study.